Thank you, colleagues. Pleased to give our attention to Senator Fuller as we begin our ceremony in recognition of our graduating members. Senator Fuller, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I rise today to commemorate the legislative tenure of Senator Joel Anderson. Quick story, he's the only senator that Kevin McCarthy told me I had to go visit before I got elected and before he got elected. If you think about that for a while, you'll realize the wisdom of that, and I did. And we've been friends ever since. Joel Anderson is known as an independent and strong voice for his constituents. In fact, for 4 years, he headed up the Anderson Independent Caucus, which translated means that he didn't come to the Republican caucus at all for 4 years. And he was still a huge force out there, even on his own, one that impressed me. He built a constituent services program that not only provided hundreds of interns with an opportunity to learn and gain valuable work experience. The energy that took was amazing, and I was always amazed at the structure that he had in place and continually tried to figure out how I could do a little bit of what he did. While that provided much needed help to his constituents, he is also a thoughtful legislator on many issues. Most of us have been on the receiving end of his tough questions in the chamber. By the way, we've all gotten them. None of us are spared. He takes pride in his legislative accomplishments that are focused on public safety, economic prosperity for all, privacy, and honoring the servicemen and women of our armed forces. He is prolific. As you know, he's very energetic. Senator Anderson has authored and co-authored well over 400 bills that have been signed into law. And who can forget his impassioned stance in support of Falun Gong? Think we all will remember that. Senator Anderson, you have an independent perspective and a brave heart. You are committed to your constituents, and your service in the Senate has been extraordinary to watch. In fact, I think it's etched indelibly on all of those who have watched. And no matter what happens in the future, I hope that you will invite some of your colleagues to join the Anderson Independent Caucus. I know that it will be fully mobilized, and the rest of us would like to be a part of the excitement. Thank you for great service.
Thank you, Senator Fuller. Senator Skinner.
Thank you. Madam President and members, I also rise to honor our good colleague and the vice chair of both the Senate Public Safety Committee and the Senate Public Safety Budget Committee, Joel Anderson, Senator Anderson. I realize that, especially on my side of the aisle, when Senator Anderson's mic goes up, many of us grimace, or we could use various other adjectives. But while they may not like seeing your mic go up, they have not necessarily experienced the side of you that I and the other members of the Public Safety Committee and the Public Safety Budget Committee have. And that is of your thoughtful and committed balancing of positions that oftentimes are just seen as partisan, and that one side of the aisle automatically has one perspective and the other has a different. And you are very, very thoughtful about them. And it comes from a deep value set that you have, that is that everyone deserves a second chance. And I so admire and honor that about you, and have found you to be an incredible colleague to work with and a great partner. You march to the beat of a different drummer. It is true. Your deeply held values are reflected in both things I agree with and disagree with. But again, in the bills that you have authored and co-authored, in the interventions that you have made, you have demonstrated again and again that belief in redemption. And I think some folks may not know that Senator Anderson very often writes letters to judges, DAs, the governor, regarding individuals, his constituents, or other people that he knows that need someone often to intervene on their behalf to have their side of the story be seriously heard. The other thing I think a lot of people don't realize is the incredible internship program that Senator Anderson runs in his district office. And I would recommend to any of my colleagues who, before he departs from us, this floor, not departing in general, but this floor, that you get from him the manual that his office has developed and learn a little bit about this incredible internship program that he provides and that high school and college students all through his district get to benefit from. And you got to admit, Senator Anderson was kind of prescient. I might not have liked this fact, but he was one of the first and only California Republican leaders to back the current president, even chairing the current president's California campaign. Anyway, Joel, Senator Anderson, you will be missed. I will miss you greatly, and I honor your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Skinner. And now, Senator Anderson, the floor is yours.
Senators, first of all, I want to thank you. It's been a great honor serving with you. This is my 12th year in the legislature, and I can't think of a job that I've enjoyed more. I've done a lot of things in my life, but I've never had the opportunity to reach out into the community to lift people who needed help. And without your assistance on this floor, without your passion, I would not have been able to accomplish all of it. In my freshman year, we divested our public pensions from Iran, $24 billion. Later on, we restored benefits to 78,000 veterans when, through a snafu, we didn't offer in-state tuition to GI beneficiaries. And yet, on this floor, we resurrected a bill that got passed over in appropriations in error. At different times over the years, I've had a chance to work with each and every one of you. Now, I've had time to spend with each and every one of you. And I can say with great certainty, nobody got elected not to improve the lives of their constituents. We don't always agree on how we get there, but I have nothing but respect, and I certainly appreciate all the respect that you've shown me. But having said that, I would be mistaken not to also thank my staff, and I think they're in the back here, for all their hard work. You know, as you know with your staffs, there's lots of late nights, there's lots of weekends that you put in if you truly care about the people you represent. And I just want to thank my staff and my interns for all their hard work, not just up here in the Capitol, but in the district. And most of all, I'd like to thank my wife and my kids who allowed me to do this and never complained when Dad left on Sunday nights and didn't come home till Thursday. But most of all, I want to thank my constituents for the great honor they bestowed on me, allowing me to represent them for the last 12 years. Thank you all. I'm not going to say goodbye because I hope and expect to see you, perhaps over a glass of wine or even if I'm just watching you on TV saying great things. Thank you all.
Thank you, Senator Anderson. Colleagues, please, a warm round of applause for Joel Anderson.